The New York Giants, oh how you disappoint me. We haven't won a playoff game since 2011. Now we're in 2022 where we can't get shit right. Finally, do we decide to move on from Dave Gettleman after 4 terrible years? How does one decide to hire Jason Garrett when he's only won 2 playoff games in 10 years? Then they hired Joe Judge, but he's only been a special teams coordinator and receivers coach. I don't know why that would be considered a head coaching hire just because he coached for Bill Belichick. So now that the owner decided to tell Gettleman to kick rocks, we got Joe Schoen, who was the assistant general manager for the Bills, who also worked in the front office for the Dolphins before that. He then brought along Brian DeBall and Mike Kafka, both offensive and quarterback coaches from respected teams. But before we move forward, let's see if they've made the moves needed to help this team get back to playoff contention. And if you're new to the channel, welcome to the Gridiron Bets, where I break down all the research needed for you to make the best bet possible. So if this is the type of content that interests you, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, as I'll be uploading constantly throughout the season. Now let's get back into the video. Looking at the passing stats, you could see they were terrible, but this isn't Daniel Jones' stats since he only played less than half the season. They were 15th in attempts, had the second worst QBR in passing yards, third least touchdowns scored, third worst completion percentage, and third most interceptions thrown. This was the fault of the coaching staff, front office, and Mike Glennon, but it's a good thing that we got rid of them all. Looking at the rushing stats, they were slightly better than the passing game, but were still bad. Only 8 touchdowns scored, which is one of the lowest in the league. They couldn't get anything going, but were doing much better when Daniel Jones was playing. So looking at their offensive lineup, starting with the O-line, Will Hernandez, Billy Price, and Kyle Murphy are gone, but they added better players to replace them. Mark Lewinsky from the Colts, John Feliciano from the Bills, Max Garcia from the Cardinals, Jamil Douglas from Washington, Matt Gone from Atlanta, and first rounder from Alabama, Evan Neal, who should be a starter this year. 3 of these additions will be starters. You still have Andrew Thomas, Matt Pert, and Shane Lemieux, so I see a big improvement here and they should have a better chance protecting Jones. I can confidently say this will be a top 10 O-line group, if not top 15, which is still better than last year. At tight end, this is an upgrade in my book. Evan Ingram, Kyle Rudolph, and Caden Smith are all gone, so they added Ricky Seals-Jones from the Commanders, Jordan Akins from the Texans, and a couple of rookies. At wide receiver, they have Galladay, who should have a better season this year, Sterling Shepard, who went off last year but was injury prone, Kadarius Toney, who's got a lot of potential to be great, Darius Slayton, who's a deep ball threat, and new additions like Richie James from the 49ers, and second round pick Wan'Dale Robinson, who was like a combination of Shepard and Toney, being a great elusive route runner with sure hands. At running back, you still got Saquon and Gary Brightwell. They lost Dante Booker, but added the speedster Matt Breida, who I know will have a role in this offense given the fact that he came from Buffalo with the ball, and he should be the second most talented running back on this team. And at quarterback, Daniel Jones is still the starter, but what's really important is that they added great quarterback coaches and found a solid backup that wouldn't waste the team's season like Glennon. Tyrod really went off for Houston, and now that he's on a better team, I'm sure he could find more success so long as he doesn't get hurt. Looking at the defensive stats, they were below average, allowing the 10th most points, 12th most yards, and only causing the 16th most turnovers. Now looking at their defense, they added some talent but lost some as well. On the D-line, the Giants got rid of Lorenzo Carter, Austin Johnson, and Danny Shelton, but picked up Justin Ellis, who was a starter for Baltimore, Jalen Holmes, Jahad Ward, and a bunch of rookies to go alongside Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams, and new addition Kayvon Thibodeau, who should make an impact right away. At linebacker, they got Blake Martinez, Tate Crowder, Azeez Ojulari, O'Shane Zamines, and McKinney. At safety, they lost Jabril, but added Henry Blake from Green Bay and a bunch of rookies. They still have Julian Love and Xavier McKinney, and at corner, the Giants have Adoree Jackson, Aaron Robinson, Maurice Kennedy, and Darnay Holmes. With the addition of third-round pick Cordero Flott, James Bradbury was getting too expensive, so he left for the Eagles, which shocked Giants fans, but at the end of the day, it's a business decision, and they paid him what he wanted. Overall, this defense's front 7 and safeties look good, but the corner spots look weak. I heard Aaron Robinson is going to be the number 2 corner, and Adoree is good, but he's not great. This will be his year to really stand out, as he would most likely have to cover the number 1. I have a feeling they will do well rushing the passer, maybe stopping the run, but that secondary looks like it could get torched by the Cowboys and Eagles. Looking at their schedule, it's ranked the 4th easiest in the league. They play all the worst teams in the league and only play a few tough teams, so I have them going 8-9, which is still better than last year. The fact that this is Daniel Jones' last shot and the team's first year with a new coaching staff and GM makes this the perfect schedule for their situation. Giants fans, what do you think? Am I being too optimistic, or do you see them doing just as bad as last year? Let us know in the comment section below. And by the way, if you bet on NFL games, click on the link below and visit thegridironbets.com. I go over all the research for each game so you don't have to. I also show you my picks and host a group chat for NFL bettors, giving you everything you need to have the best betting experience possible. It's convenient, it's free, and from what I've seen, there's nothing like it. With that being said, if you enjoyed my content, be sure to give me a like and subscribe, as it helps me beat this YouTube algorithm. That's it for this video. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.